fact that the little boy was telling you like what it was and like, yo, no, I'm not doing that. This is called grouping. I'm only 15. I don't smash. I don't do none of that. And you and your mans kept on going.
In the social media-driven world of hip-hop culture, staying at the top demands not only skill or influence, but also keeping your secrets buried since, if you have any dark secrets or scandalous previous behavior, you can be sure they will ultimately come to light. Searching the internet for suspicious images and unsettling moments they have selected, some people are adept at hiding their younger selves. Their image so carefully that even the most ardent opponents struggle to identify errors, and then there are those who get drunk on power and influence and settle down, thinking that their position would shield them from criticism. But in the rapidly shifting power dynamics of hip-hop, pride comes before the fall, and DJ Akademiks are discovering this the hard way.
Max said he wanted to try fucking a dude. Will you let him fuck you?
No.
Why not?
Why not?
Yo, you can have. Wait.
If I can't fuck you, I'm cutting you off.
No, yo. Suppose he's like, yo, bro. Listen, yo, you always wanted me to be next to you. Now I could be inside of you. Pause.
Yo, I'm not gay.
Nah,
you just suck a dick though.
Yeah.
More than a year after becoming one of the most hated and scorned people in the culture and a contentious hip-hop musician, Akademiks have made. Around him, his world is falling apart, and his enemies are now circling like vultures, waiting to strike. It is much too easy for them to defeat him.
There's some strippers over there.
Slow down, yo. I'm 15. I hope you know that, bro. I'm trying to get.
You get women, bro.
I'm not
Woman.
skipping women. Yo, bro, you're trying to put me on a case. You're trying to put them on a case.
So?
What you mean, so? That's weird.
Trying to look out. You know all the rap.
In his New Jersey house, somewhere, DJ Akademiks experienced some of the most significant defeats of his life after seemingly being a powerful force in the industry for just a few days. The loud guy who broadcasts from his room for a living might not be able to get over his reputation. Industry to face major obstacles. He was unfollowed by Stake, a gambling company whose ads were often featured in his shows, nearly simultaneously with his suspension on Twitch. This was the first major setback that deprived him of a vital platform that had a big impact on his career.
Ray's Discord. By the way, Ray is Tory Lanez's manager. I know him. A bunch of FaZe knows him, like knew him, right? So he invited me to the Discord, and I joined. For maybe a week or so, they were playing Fortnite. I asked if I could join. They said okay. I told them I'm live. They said okay, that's fine. Blah 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 blah.
They knew you were live and was still talking like that.
Yeah. So imagine what happens when nobody's live.
Many people thought the company had severed its ties with him, but there are allegations that Happy D, another important sponsor, has also separated from their academic affiliation since they had previously collaborated with questionable individuals. The decision to sever connections aroused severe concerns about the circumstances surrounding this fallout.
A very regretful moment happened where, it derived from a Discord that we're usually like super like buddy and probably like some shit that honestly in that Cord, everything I've ever said in that Cord got leaked. It would be crazy. Not defending it, but that's kind of the Cord it was. Definitely a regrettable moment. And we're going to use that as a teachable moment because I don't think I've came this far, built this platform to be that irresponsible, right? And of course I could throw out any type of excuses. Oh, well, fuck all that. At the end of the day, first of all, I'm probably older than all y'all anyway. Like, nah, I'm good. Like, I don't need the other shit. So I'll just take the responsibility. I should do.
So what particularly caused your career to start declining so quickly? When comments made during a live gaming session with a 15-year-old went viral online and sparked harsh criticism, it all began. Several stream participants and a gamer dubbed New Akademiks, who currently resides in Malaysia, had a conversation that many people believe to be inappropriate and immoral.
God, and I never swear to God, I never need to be on Kai, Max, Aiden, nobody's stream. I don't need none of nobody who stream. I got my own thing going on. The fuck? So when I see this shit piss me off. I'm like, bro, I'm over here fucking with these niggas, supporting them. Yo, that. No more Max clips on my page. I'm supporting these niggas, and these niggas is kicking my back in. I get nothing from it. I don't benefit if Max go up. I don't benefit if Aiden. Bro, I support them because I like these guys.
Companies and platforms began to distance themselves from the issue as the uproar increased, and Akademiks faced more and more repercussions. Whether he can bounce back from this, or if this was the final straw for DJ Akademiks, is the topic at hand. On social media and in professional circles, the video sparked considerable scrutiny, and the response was immediate and overwhelming. Instructors of DJ, who had previously gained international ridicule for his ardent support of Drake during the Drake versus Kendrick rivalry, was subjected to internet abuse. As a matter of fact, many people said they weren't even surprised by his actions and thought they were well-deserved from the beginning. Surprised by Color Me after all, scholars had defended Drake for months with every argument, and for many, it was always the most dubious individuals who proved everyone right. Memes and jokes will soon be the least of his problems. However, others were now saying that he shared more than simply fandom with his idol. Instead of taking ownership of his behavior or acknowledging that he had had multiple highly improper discussions, Akademiks responded violently, blaming both himself and the streaming community in a curious attempt to shift the blame. In hip-hop culture, momentum is always changing, and Akademiks have been progressively declining while Max has been rising. This is where Akademiks made a huge error. Instead of acknowledging that the balance of power has shifted, scholars have continued to dig deeper. His Twitter feed, which was his secondary X, even made an attempt to discredit fellow streamer Playboy Max due to his association with N. It was now clear that the guy, who had built his career on his untouchability, was losing as he dealt with the issue, which was now developing into a full-fledged industry catastrophe. Five-star and FaZe affiliate Max put himself at a distance and showed that he had no interest in defending, making it clear that he didn't need Akademiks. There was a disagreement of this magnitude, but when Note took to X, formerly Twitter, and immediately, URPDF, tagged Akademiks as a rumor posting. Only until he was apprehended did he realize his mistake. Akademiks finally appeared to recognize how terrible the matter had gotten. Therefore, I don't give a asterisk at this point. Unfortunately, his attempt to exert control failed, and he reluctantly took responsibility, something he seldom, if ever, does after running out of other options. While scholars scrambled to escape the consequences of his own behavior, the rest of the streaming and music community acted. Many in the industry have long considered Akademiks to be a problem, but this time they weren't only criticizing him, they were actively targeting him. That this was a teachable moment didn't sit well with the public to many. Canceling an enemy is seen as advantageous by many. The criticism focused on keeping everyone accountable, not only scholars. It appeared for the first time that Akademiks had no escape route. Not only is this widespread rejection of DJ Akademiks well-deserved, but it has been coming for a while. As more people entered the discussion criticizing academic misconduct, one person summed it up with the particularly nasty remarks, "I find it annoying when people refer to DJ Akademiks as simply weirdos when, in fact, they ought to be labeling them perverts or sexually deviant due to skewed perceptions. Wicked, twisted, and depraved, what is everyone wearing to the postponed party for the Akademiks, predator?" He continued to make public statements and delve deeper despite the incessant criticism, but like his idol Drake, he couldn't handle the loss and remained silent for a while to recover. The anger following his public statement was only heightened by each stream appearance he made in the days after the controversy, but his most widely mocked defense tactic was to claim that the uproar wasn't real. Rather, scholars maintained that the entire debate was a storyline that Kendrick Lamar's supporters were pushing as part of their war on hip-hop culture, but people weren't buying it, and his apology didn't work. Flat, which has been criticized by many as being dishonest and too little, too late, but after this, things become worse. Akademiks have been accused of troublesome behavior before. This most recent dispute was not the first time. For years, there have been persistent allegations regarding his behavior, with some claiming that he has been involved in circumstances that might potentially find him in legal problems. Allegations have also been made regarding his actions toward younger, Females are producing some believe that, as more people investigate his prior academic problems, this most recent scandal was merely the tipping point rather than an isolated incident. There may not be a way out this time, and his problems are only getting worse. The most serious complaint against DJ Akademiks comes from his ex-girlfriend Fuya Abash, who filed court documents detailing an incident at his Morganville, New Jersey home. Akademiks asked her to his house on July 16, 2022, according to Abash. Despite the fact that it had been about a year since they had last seen one another, she accepted the offer since she believed there would be no malice. But when she arrived, she was met by two unidentified men she had not expected to see, John Doe Delvey and John Doe 2, according to the lawsuit. The two men, according to Abash, put a spike in her drink and made her drink. She also asserts that she lost consciousness as a result of being offered excessive drink before the assault. Additionally, she says that the Akademiks reportedly attacked her when she woke up at around 4:00 a.m. as anticipated. The scholars refuted every allegation, but rather than confronting the case head-on, he attempted to alter the narrative by launching counterclaims against Abash. The case's public attention swiftly changed once she was charged with spreading sexually transmitted illnesses. He did not, however, respond to the physical charges or the pictures of injuries that appeared following the incident at his home and allegedly revealed apparent injury. The complaint also contains allegations of slander, claiming that Akademiks falsely claimed Abash had voluntarily joined an orgy with his colleagues while refuting any such involvement. Fuya Abash has raised the issue directly and declared her intention to make him responsible for the current legal dispute, demonstrating her determination to not allow Akademiks to get away with this. Nonetheless, it is clear that academic reputation is in an unprecedented crisis, and it is resolved to fight back given the serious accusations that are currently in the public eye. In an attempt to justify himself, he claimed that the incident was overblown, but even his former co-host on Everyday Struggle seemed to suggest that it exposed deeper fears in him. His history of physically assaulting a woman in broad public while yelling, "I'm the prize," while shopping in Miami, however, is a persistent problem that has been brought up by opponents for years. The misogynistic his body shaming of tirades in opposition to TBESAA is the ideal example. From his heinous online attacks on Young Miami to the time when Saucy Santana publicly threatened to fight him after Akademiks publicly disparaged city girls multiple times. And even further back, his hateful comments directed at Erykah Badu because she once compared him to Jerry from Tom and Jerry. There is a definite pattern of animosity toward women in hip-hop. Since it seems from the published text messages that he made unsettling comments regarding consent, the charges against him have taken a more sinister tone. The situation surrounding DJ Akademiks has only gotten worse as the charges and past occurrences keep coming up, making it difficult to ignore the backlash. Generated a lot of attention because he is seen in these said texts asking a girl where she's from and then when she'll be 18. A female allegedly said in another chat, "I connected with him for the first time in July. He invited a female over, claiming he couldn't tell if she was 17 or 18, and he persisted in attempting to get us to drink and undress in the garden. If proven true, these texts are already devastating. His attempts to denigrate Max are proof that he has now exploited his position to target younger women online, despite his own comments that he didn't care if a girl was older than 18. Although many have pointed out that Kel is currently 16 years old, Camus, a girl whom Akademiks have frequently referred to as a model in an effort to discredit Max, is one of his most recent targets. In some of the videos that are circulating online, it should come as no surprise that some of his long-standing industry rivals are having a good time while the academic world falls apart around her at the age of 14. When Akademiks labeled him a B** on X, the former Twitter, Freddie Gibbs retaliated. *H meanwhile, Meek Mill advised parents to go get your kids' phones and block this man if you're a parent. He has developed a huge following of amusing children with. He also tries to ruin Black families and Black success every day on a platform that children enjoy. Academics are finally feeling what happens when he has no one to stand up for him, unlike Drake, who never falters in his support, as the plot is utterly out of his control. What the majority of those watching things unfold already suspected has just been validated by this scandal. About his behavior to a number of people, some see this as just another career controversy, but others see it as a bigger issue that highlights the conflict between Akademiks' history of mistreating women and the pressures young men experience, as well as the collaboration that exists in some poisonous aspects of male culture. Opponents argue that this is not an isolated instance, but rather the continuation of a skewed mindset where prestige and power create a hazardous dynamic. It is all comedy, according to his few remaining fans, but others, such as the FD signifier, see Akademiks' comments as unambiguous evidence of a larger social issue. People like FaZe Lacey are among those who claim that the backlash is overblown, but the reality is that, although they admit that such circumstances do happen, the age and power imbalances involved are so unequal that they are just not acceptable. Since his first outbursts, Akademiks have been attempting to pretend that nothing out of the ordinary is taking place. He continues to be active on social media and claims to have embraced his villain AR persona. Even while things may appear dire, he has now received so much criticism from all online quarters that it is impossible to convince anyone outside of his loyal fan group. Scholars will persevere, according to some commentators, because he always has, from his fight in Chirac to his expulsion from his everyday combat for dissing. In short, Chrissy Teigen has never let an incident hold her down. Even if firms had cut off their ties with him and sponsorship arrangements had disappeared, he would still be less resilient due to the numerous issues he has faced. One thing ultimately determines his survival: his audience. However, the storm he's currently experiencing is the one thing that might eventually push them away. Who knows? In a year, this might just be another of his numerous blunders, a controversy that people bring up at the next drama, or it might be the one scandal that sends him reeling for good. Will he find a way, or do you think this dispute will end the Akademiks' rule in the end? To recuperate again, kindly provide feedback below. Please click the like button and subscribe if you like this in-depth analysis. We promise that this story is far from over, so you won't miss any future updates. Previous